Hi everybody, this is the Planet Earth here. So, I'm going to be making a video today about my life and how I got a lot of problems because of it. I was a child at one point in my life. I used to go to public school. I used to go to pre-kindergarten. I had a decent childhood. Um, Not really a lot of physical violence, more the course of mental abuse and some sexual abuse, but nothing really that is extreme. I mean, it was extreme, but it wasn't that extreme. I used to get spankings, and I used to get the paddle, and when I would misbehave, used to elope a lot. I used to leave the classroom, slam the doors. Anybody who went to my old school knew that I used to do that because they call my name more than anybody else's name on the school PA system more than anybody else. Trust me, I was a trouble child. I never listened to anybody. I mean, I got made fun of multiple times when I was a child. And it would set me off, and I would just go on a rampage around the school, hiding from everybody. So, but that's not what started my childhood. To make it bad, I guess you could say. It was started out good, actually. I'm gonna give random dates here because I don't exactly remember which date. It's not like I have receipts of everything. In in '95 or '96, my uncle bought me my first basketball hoop, which cost him $300. And lo and behold, it's still there. It still works. It's 20 something odd years later. It's about as old as me. My uncle got it when I was just like 5 or 6 years old. A full-size basketball hoop called Quick Court. And it's from Spalding, if I remember. I don't remember if it was from Spalding or if it was from another company, but it it's lasted forever. And it still works. And even the plastic is not even like broken or nothing. And it doesn't leak at all. It doesn't leak water. It doesn't do nothing. It's amazing. Anyways, I used to play basketball all the time, but yeah, I kind of fell out of that when the electronic age started. Kind of got lazy over the years, but as a child, I had a lot of problems with I don't know, man. I was just a troubled kid, and if I remember correctly, I was put on ADHD medicine, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. I used to be a very hyper kid. I used to be very happy. I was a very happy-go-lucky kid, but I had some disturbing attributes to myself that even scared me at times. And I realized that these attributes that I had didn't come out until my aunt came back from California when she moved into the house in 2000. And ever since she moved back, everything went downhill. I got worse. I had some traits that I'm not happy with, but I've been leaning off of them, and they haven't actually come back. But there's just some traits there that concerned me for many years, but they're now gone. As you get older, you start to realize that nothing's the same anymore. You have nobody to piggyback on. You have no family to go back to you know, once everybody dies in your family, you don't have anybody else. You don't have anybody. You can't call somebody and say, I need help with this or that, or someone to talk to, other than friends. Other than that, though, you don't really have anybody to talk to. You're alone in this world. And that's how I feel even today. I'm very alone. I don't feel like there's anybody there to talk to without having somebody to say something stupid. So, it's not that I'm always trying to get opinions from people, but I'm also trying to get just their side of the story. Growing up, I took so many different medications, had my first panic attack in school, didn't know what it was. I went to the bathroom and hid and cried for many hours for weeks on end, didn't know what I was having. I finally got put on benzodiazepines and Depakote, and that made me just have a lot of terrible thoughts, and I had to be admitted so many times to the mental hospital for just a lot of problems. And then after so many years of feeling that exact way every day of your life, could you imagine waking up feeling that way every single day of your life? That's how I felt for years till I stopped taking the medication. I finally battened down the hatches and stopped taking the medicines. And then in 2010 and 11, that's when I started having palpitations. That's when I started having full-blown panic attacks continuously instead of every few months. Shortness of breath. Just a lot of drama. And then I got older. I moved out of Texas in 2010, 2011. I moved to California. Moved back to Texas. Went back to California. Was homeless. Then I lived with a friend in Marina Del Rey for a few years. Then I came to Ohio. And it's been a very tough road. You don't have anybody you can talk to. There's not really anybody you can explain yourself to. People just want to use you. People just take advantage of your kindness, and it sucks. And I don't like it, but it keeps happening. You know. Before computers and laptops and tablets and all this advanced technological stuff happened, I was a simple kid. I went to school. I got B's and C's. Didn't get A's all the time. Some things I sure did, though. Like physical education I did. I always got A's. I was actually really good at playing basketball. Matter of fact, I was the best basketball shooter in my school. I could beat anybody. The only one I probably couldn't beat was Ruben, but Justin Johnson, if you ever watch this video, I remember you, dude. Straight A student. You're probably a freaking major by now. I know you are. You're very smart. Very intellectual. Very intelligent guy. I'm pretty sure he's somewhere major now. By now. I know he's in college or university. I have that gut feeling. I haven't looked him up, but I'm pretty sure he is. And, Jesse Dello, I hope you're doing okay. Ruben Rodriguez, I hope you're doing okay. And I just hope everybody else, Michelle Diaz, I hope you're doing okay. Who else? I just hope you guys are doing okay. Man, I miss being a kid. I miss being those days. The days of not having to worry about anything. Those days are gone, you know. As you get older, you realize that everything that you had, everything that you dreamt after, everything that you wanted to be didn't come true. And it hurts a lot. I wanted to become an airline pilot, but I can't become an airline pilot because of my disorder. And I would not, even if they let me, I wouldn't let myself fly an airplane with an anxiety disorder. It's just not going to happen. You have to have full attention at all times. A car is more doable because you don't just pass out and just at the wheel and then crash your car into something. But with an airplane, if you had a panic attack and you couldn't breathe right, you're not focused on the instruments, you could incidentally cause yourself to cause a plane crash. And it's not like you can pull over in a car. You have to land the airplane no matter what. And so that dream went out the window. And then I dreamt of being an astronaut, wanting to go out in space and experience radiation and blackness and seeing the earth. That's where I got my inspiration from my nickname. I've always wanted to explore this whole planet and everything around it, which includes other planets. In 2003, that's where I got my idea. I was watching a Discovery um, episode about Earth, and ever since then, I was so excited to learn anything I could about it, and that's where I got my name from. But those days are gone now, too. Now, having girlfriends, is it important? No. Was it important at a moment in my life? Yes, of course. Do I miss my ex-girlfriend? No, not no more. It's been too many. It's been a couple years now. Do I wish she wasn't a cheater? Sure. Um, I miss, I miss the fact that I used to have it very easy in my life, and that went out the door. I kind of set myself up for failure, and you can't blame anybody else but yourself. I had opportunities, I had scholarships that I could take on. I was as soon as I was getting therapy for pretty much people making fun of me in the school, I became a straight A student suddenly, and I started to excel. And because my average IQ seemed to be a bit higher than the other kids in the school, I was actually going to a straight A honors student class. And I was going to get free grants to go to college and university. But I freaked out inside the college, and I just couldn't be inside of it, and so I never took that opportunity to finish my college grant free, paid free, in full, because of my anxiety. My anxiety is what ruined my chances of becoming a college student and finishing college, at least. At that point, my anxiety got so bad, sometimes I wouldn't leave the home, caused a lot of fights with my family, and I just couldn't settle the calmness. I couldn't get any calmness. The only time I was calm was when my room on with my air conditioner on, because it's always hot in Texas. It's always hot in San Antonio, and most of the time it's hot as hell. And there's a very few days that it's cold as hell. Matter of fact, 40s is a miracle compared to what it gets here in Ohio. But, at the same time, I really do miss those old days where everything was simpler. I could play basketball. I could go play my original Nintendo NES system. I could play my PlayStation. Test Drive 5, Real Fishing. I don't remember the other ones, but Test Drive 5, Need for Speed. That was a good original game for its time. What was another one? Gran Turismo 2. That was also another good one. I forgot the other ones. Die Hard was good. That was for the original PlayStation 1. Those are pretty good games. Remember, you had to put the memory card in the slot, and then also the slot. Tetris. Don't ever forget about the Tetris. For the Game Boy Color and Game Boy. Not the original Game Boy, but the one after, the one that's see-through. That was actually really cool. Looney Tunes, I remember those Looney Tune games for the Game Boy and the Game Boy Color. But now I think to myself every day, how can I make my situation better? And I keep telling myself it's not possible with the current situation that I'm in. And so I don't know what to do. I'm in a good situation right now, but I don't feel completed. I wake up every day and I think to myself, will this be the day that I die? will this be the day that, like, I die, from the anxiety? Is this the day that I'm going to have a heart attack? Is this the day that I'm going to have a stroke? Is this the day where I won't even know I woke up because I died? And I always think to myself, why does this happen to me? But it does. And I think to myself, and I think to myself, and I think to myself, but it keeps happening over and over and over. The only time that it tends to calm down is when I'm not anxious. When I'm taking my medication, thoughts go away. That obsessive thinking over the same thing slows down a little bit, and I'm able to sleep. But you also have to remember, I don't live with family anymore. And so it ain't easy to get some sleep. It ain't easy to know what the wants and needs of other people are when they're not your family. They're just your friends. And when you try to be nice to them and they don't take it, they take it as an insult. And that really hurts a lot. But it's just how it is. And no matter how much you try and you try and you try to be very nice, they don't see that. So what you have to do is you just have to be a very nice person no matter what. You just have to be a very nice person. I mean, sure, I would love to be a multi-millionaire. I would love to have a new car sitting in my driveway. I'd love to have everything new. But unfortunately, I'm just one of the millions of Americans that can't get it. Unless I was a big YouTuber, and even then I couldn't get it. Of course, if I had that YouTube money, of course I'd want to spend it on a new car. Unfortunately, I can't afford it. And it makes me sad. It actually makes me sad that I cannot afford my own new car. And unfortunately, I've never bought a new car yet. The day that I buy a new car is the day I'll actually be happy. But I think to myself every day, when will I get better? When will this anxiety stop? When will I not have anxiety without having to take medication? But then the doctor told me this is an MTHFR deficiency. It's never going away. Even with therapy and different herbs and supplements. Your body is an amazing organ. Your brain is. But at the same time, that organ has to have all of its nutrients at once or it won't work right. You drink too much soda, you get diabetes. You eat too much cake, you get diabetes. You eat too much food in general, you could get diabetes. You could do nothing and get diabetes if it's hereditary. The gene is amazing. But at the same time, if you're not happy with your life, how the fuck do you think money is going to fix anything? I mean, sure, $40,000 on a brand new car is going to make me extremely happy. Having not to worry about financial issues would take out about 70% of my stress. Man, would I love that. But unfortunately, it's not the truth. It's not going to happen. I'm not going to wake up one day and say, oh my God, I got a brand new car. Or, oh my God, I got a brand new airplane. Or just anything. I could take the kids to go to, I don't know, sledding. You know, I don't even want to have kids because I don't think I would be a good father. Because of my anxiety and depression. If that's what it is, then that's what it is. But you can't have kids while you have mental illness. It's not right. You can't torture your children because of your clutches. And as Emmanuel Carr would say, I need my clutch replaced. I want to make everybody happy. That was my only goal to begin with. That was my only goal, to make people happy. To try to put them in a better mood. But for some reason, sometimes my friends don't see that. And my family definitely doesn't see that. And it's hard being who I am because of my mental disorder. Although my mental disorder is not as bad as some others, it's still terrible to me because I can't live my life normally with it. I can't wake up in the morning and say, oh, what a beautiful day. Let me go out and do stuff. There's too many stressors. And most of them are caused by me. My individual. But at the same time, I want to live a life with money and with women. You know, I want to have a couple chicks with me at all times. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. Not saying they will, but I mean, it'd be pretty cool. But I love everybody on my YouTube channel. There's not very many of you, but the ones who do care about me, I appreciate you all. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and this has been the Planet Earth here.